Hello, it's Marco here from Markom3D, and today we're going to be talking about using the sequencer in Unreal Engine 4. Now I've broken this video up so you can check down the bottom if you want to see specific bits, or what would be really helpful is if you just watched it all. So we're going to be going from starting a project from scratch, going through one of my animated short films that I've already created in Unreal Engine, and then bringing a character that we've already imported into our level and have it play in the sequencer. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out and keeps up to date with my content. If you find this helpful in any way, hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know, is there anything else you want to know? Let's get into it. So first off, we're going to create the movie project. If you already know how to do this, skip to the next bit. But with Unreal selected, let's click Library. I just say that 5 times. Select our version. I'm just going to click Launch. And so as you can see, I've edited out this bit, so it might take a few minutes for that first section. We click Film, Television, and Live Event. Next. I'm just going to go blank. Next. I will have the starter content. Now we're just going to find a place to save it, give it a name, create project, and let it go. In this section, we're just going to get you started with the sequencer and adding a camera. In the next section, we'll go through one of the short films that I've created and the process behind that. So to start off with, we're going to add a sequencer. So down the bottom here, we can click on the folder section if we want to sort out our stuff, but I'm just going to start dumping it wherever. I'm going to right click, let's go to animation, and we're going to add in a level sequencer. I'm just going to press enter. We can obviously rename it to whatever. Click and put it in there. So this is our sequencer now. So I do have the sequencer tab here. If you do not have the sequencer, we go Windows, Cinematics, Sequencer here. From here, we've got our sequencer selected. Let's come over here to the right-hand side and select Open Level Sequence. And now we've got this wonderful jazz down here. So first things first, let's just save it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in a camera. And so now we can see that we have our camera. We can move it around, WASD, Q and W will move up and down. If it's moving too fast, we can come up here to the camera speed and we'll change this down to 2. And then we can move it around like so, a little bit slower. Now straight off the bat, we've got our sequencer down here. This is the current active camera. So for instance, if we place it here, what I might do is I'm just going to throw a basic object in there just so we've got some reference. So let's go empty pawn, cylinder, and cone. And if we want to get out of this camera view, we can just click on the little camera, boop, and then we are now here. Oh, geez, it's slow again. So we can see this is where our camera is. And if we select it, we've got our view and we can kind of line up the shot how we want it. There we go. And if we wanted to animate the camera, we can just click this little key, which sets a keyframe. I'm just going to move it into place. And then if we kind of scrub forward to where we want the camera to be and tilt it down a little bit. Now it's auto keyframing. Oops, we didn't set the rotation as well. So let's go like that. And now we're going to have this nice pan or not. Scroll down. I've only been setting the keyframes for the location. So let's go the rotation as well. Back up to here. You'll want to be a jerk. Let's go rotation. And did I actually change it? There we go. So we can see that our camera here is changing. Now let's say we wanted to create another camera so we can switch in between the two cameras. What I'm going to do now is once again come to the camera cuts, or we can come up into here to create a new camera. So let's click new camera. And now if we minimize these, we can see we've got 2 cameras. Let's just put this one in a different spot. So something like this, and take that out of the track. What we can do is on the timeline here, click on the plus camera and we can change to our second camera. Now, if we want to see what it looks like this shot, we can click the little camera, lock viewport cuts. And now we've kind of got it going between the cameras now so we can actually see what the shots look like. Now to export this animation, we always click save first. We click render this movie to a video or image sequence. Now I normally render it to a image sequence, so PNG. I don't normally have any audio to export. Frame rate is 30, you little ripper. Change the output directory, wham bam, thank you ma'am. Capture movie, and it'll render as our image sequence. Now from here, let's jump over into one of the short films that I've created over on Dead Set Digital. And let's kind of like break down the process of how I go about it. So here's the file for whose phone is this. If you want to see this animated short film, there is a link in the description. It's like 45 seconds long, just go watch it. But first off, let's open up our sequencer and open level sequence, and we can see what the sequence actually looks like. Now to make this animated short film, I use the Reallusion suite, so that's iClone, Character Creator 3, the facial motion capture system. If you want to check that out, there is a link below. This is iClone. This is kind of like the raw data. So if I just press play and zoom out, you can kind of see this is the animation that I captured, also with a perception neuron. So I have set my various cameras. Now, I don't actually do the video editing within Unreal Engine. What I actually do is render out the whole scene using the one camera. And because of the fact it's Unreal Engine and it can render out so quickly, that's just like a really big bonus to me. Because what I do from here is I will have my 5-6 video clips, bring it over into Vegas, and then simply edit it all together like that in here. I find that I've got more control in here. And for those of you who are using Premiere or whatever, then you can go back into your traditional video editing ways. So if you need to do more jump cuts, if you need to speed something up, slow it down. This is my preferred method, but of course you can do all this in Unreal Engine as well. So for instance, I can now delete this shot because I don't need it. And I can say I want this camera here. We can click on camera and we want to bind to Cinema Actor 24. There we go. And whoops, we'll bring that back. Let's increase the timeline. There we go. We can kind of scrub through it. Let's go back on that camera. And you can see this is the view, the shot that we're going to be having. So if we want to render this out, we save first, and then we click render this movie video. Image output format, I go image sequence. That's my preference. 30 frames a second. This is the location of where we're going to have all those images saved. Capture movie. Now let's just do something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this character and we're going to re-bring him in. Yeah, go away. So from here, I'm going to go back into the content browser. We've got our animation, we've got our skeletal mesh, and over here we've got our physical asset. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the animation, drag and drop him in. Let's come back into the sequencer and you can see that nothing happens, which is fine. What we need to do is come over here to the left-hand side and select track, add actor to sequence. And this one is Marco, I believe. Yep, that's the only one there. So let's select that. From here, we need to add an animation down the bottom. So let's click animation, anim Marco, anim. Beautiful. Let's just put that back on 0. And then if I press spacebar to play, we can see he's facing the wrong way. Let's just select that. E to rotation tool. Come on. Nope, you don't want to do that right now. Let's stop that animation. Let's rotate him around. And then I press play again. We can move him over a bit more. And there we have it. That's how we bring in character animation as well. And there we have it. Hopefully that's given you a really good overview. If you haven't already, once again, hit the subscribe button. Just help me out. Boost those numbers. Hit the like button. All that jazz to keep me going. But if there's anything else you want to know, leave a comment below. Really appreciate the feedback. Thank you very much, and until next time.